Hello, guys, and welcome to the show as football analysis with yours truly, Wahab Mohammed, aka Maestro. Yes, on football analysis, we talk about the trends of what's happening in the world of football. For the past few weeks, we've been talking specifically on Euro 2020. Yeah, it's down to where the final moments between the last game rather is between Italy versus England. Yes, we have our football pundits on the line. We've got our regular pundits. We've got Tanko, we've got Osaze. Osaze was here last week, and we have a new entry. We have a new pundit on the show. We have Raymond. It's good to have you guys on the show. Tanko, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank God.
All right, great. Osaze, what's going on, my man?
Very well, and once again, England from very well.
What's up, Raymond? What's up, Raymond?
I'm very fine. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. Before I get into you, let me just tell those at home that don't forget this is a live streaming channel, Seetv. Make sure you follow us on our social media platform on Twitter and on Instagram is at Seetv Live, and on Facebook and YouTube, which we're live on right now, is at Seetv Live 1. That is SEETVLIVE. Wow, so tell a friend that we are live, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Tell us what you feel about the final match, Euro 2020. Of course, not forgetting the Copa Americana. Yeah, that's the South American tournament between Brazil and Argentina later on today. From the Denmark side, and a fantastic free kick. I saw that game, a fantastic free kick from Damsgaard in the 30th minute before the match got into extra time, and before it could lead to penalty. Kane scored from the penalty, from the penalty spot. And a lot of talk, the penalty controversial. Is it worth it? Was it not? Was Sterling really tripped or not? And that brings me to the officiating of the tournament so far. I think I also said it one time about the officiating in this tournament. A lot of people are saying it's been really poor. People saying that penalty wasn't worth it. Some are saying, yeah, it's worth it. But then again, the fact remains England in the final. They're playing tomorrow. Wembley Stadium. So is the trophy coming home? This is something I like listening to every morning when I wake up, by Kristen Kona, and that's We Are England. We're bringing it home. So truly, after a long time, do you think England are going to win? Please let us know. Leave a comment. Don't forget, Facebook, YouTube is at Seetv Live 1. Don't forget also, this show is brought to you courtesy at Dama Sile Foundation. Here on CTV, we're all about safety. So if you're driving, make sure you obey traffic rules and regulation. Also ensure that you check your side mirror, check your engine level, check your fuel level, check your water level as well before hitting the road. Your life is really important. You only have one life to live. Also, in this period of the pandemic, you know that when you're going out with your nose mask, ensure you keep social distancing, which a lot of people don't. By the way, I don't know what they're doing, but then it is what it is. Ensure you keep social distance, ensure you go out with the hand sanitizer, wash your hands as well, and regardless of that, COVID is real and people are still dying from it. Yes, so we're going to break. When we come back, we should get to our football pundits. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the show. It's the football analysis with yours truly, Wahab Mohammed, aka Maestro. Yes, your football quiz commissioner one. And please, we are going to bring back our usual football quiz competition where you answer 8 questions in 5 stages. Yes, that's going to be where you can win fantastic prizes like your power bank, a branded t-shirt, branded baseball cap. So if you're thinking about football, make sure you follow us on Seetv Live on the live streaming channel. Is going to come back soon. Also, we have all the presenters here too. We're introducing the health program. It was during the week as well. I guess you guys follow that. So make sure you follow us so you can know what we are on about. Yes, so we talked about health. I think the lady also talked about gender equality as well. Yeah, it's very good for us to have gender equality. Don't say that because the female, they're second to men, so they have to be treated in a certain way. No, I think we all have the right to be treated equally, and I think I stand for that as well. Yeah, so right here, CTV, we stand for gender equality. When I was in high school, a lot of people talk about what a man can do, women can do better. Yes, I'm going to argue that. But then again, yes, let us treat, let's love our neighbor as ourselves. Don't look at women as lesser being. They're human beings as well. And right now, there's nothing men can do that women can't do. They play football as well. Yes. So yeah, that's it. Don't forget, we're talking about the Euro 2020, specifically the final between Italy versus England. Wembley Stadium is going to be packed full. I can't wait for that to happen. We have our pundits. We have Tanko. We have Osaze. We have Raimundo. Guys, before we get into the final match, let's talk about the semi-final. Tanko, let's start with the first game between Italy and Spain. Spain dominated that game, hands down. But Italians had their own and they won via penalty shootout. What do you think about that match?
Yeah, great game that day. We saw lots of tactical play. We saw 2 coaches that brought their A game to the table. I saw a Spanish team that improved on their play. You know, for me, Italy was their biggest opponent before that match, and we saw an Italian team that was going on 2 matches unbeaten streak. You know, in modern football, in modern day national team football, I'm not sure anybody has broken that record or has gotten to play 33 games without losing a single one. So for me, that it was an entertaining game. I couldn't get my eyes off the TV. Individually, the boys were brilliant. Of course, we know Spain. They are a possession-based team. They love the possession, but sometimes their over-possession, like Barcelona, can be annoying. It can be annoying when you get too much possession and it becomes boring. You really want to sleep. But for me, Dani Olmo was fantastic that day. Dani Olmo, Dani Olmo Caballero, the RB Leipzig guy. He was by far my star man of the match. He was brilliant that day. You know, he gave Chiellini, Bonucci, Di Lorenzo, and Emerson Palmieri. He gave them a lot of troubles on that night. You know, so for me, he really took the game to the Italians. But of course, the old guard, Bonucci, and Chiellini. Mourinho said something like, I think the guys, they need to teach us how to defend. You know, they need to, like, I don't know, they need to draw up a curriculum to teach other people how to defend. You know, they were massive, if not for them. But we saw the assist, the interchange between the equalizing goal between Dani Olmo and Morata. It was a brilliant goal. That exchange was like 2 boys who have played together since the academy days. You know, that was so much. There was so much the display of artistry. So for me, it was a very beautiful game. I loved every second of the game. There was no, you know, even when I wanted to start sleeping, then I was in Abuja. So I'm talking to you right now. I'm in KD. I came to see my mom in Kaduna. You know, so even though I wanted to sleep, at some point I had to go and wash my eyes because I couldn't miss that game for any reason. So it was a beautiful game. A discipline of the Italians. Mancini has brought serious discipline to that team. You know, in 32 games, I think in 32 games, or there's a record I saw online. They said Donnarumma has been playing for the national team for 5 years. He has not conceded more than 1 goal in the colours of the Azuris. For me, that's massive. And he's still 22 years of age. He still has like 15 years to play football. So it was a beautiful game. I really loved that game.
I agree. Osazay, last week we were talking about the tenacity of this Spanish side, and yes, they brought that A game on that day. They really had like statistic wise, I beg your pardon. They had everything: shot on target, chances created, corners, free kick, and all of that stuff. But for some reason, do you think the Italians were a bit knackered from the previous game? They were stretched to penalty shoot and all of that. Do you think that affected them against the Spanish side?
Okay, I think first of all, if we were to play the fatigue card in this situation, say who is fatigue between the side, then we literally go to semi-final through extra time. Like against Croatia, it was extra time. Against Switzerland, it was extra time. So coming against Azuri, they should be the tired side, basically. But what we saw that day, I think what Luis Enrique did very well was take Jorginho out of the game. Jorginho is the register. He's not a traditional holding midfielder. He does what Tello does for Ancelotti when he was at AC Milan. He starts the play. Once Jorginho is being pressed, he cannot start the play. Obviously, things are not supposed to happen again. So I think what this guy did precisely, Luis Enrique did precisely, was a man on Jorginho. I think that was one thing that Neoma was able to shuffle. And also Pedri too. I think they contributed a lot in that aspect. Kept Jorginho under pressure. It was left for at the point we saw Verratti coming back to play like auxiliary pivot so as to give strength to Jorginho. I think basically that affected their play. And if England are to win tomorrow, they have to do the same thing. They have to do the same thing.
I think. I agree. Thank you. Raymond, did you ever predict Italy winning that game against Spain, or did you give the game to the Spanish side?
Well, before I answer that question, let me say something quickly. There's this football group I'm in on WhatsApp, and just after that match, the opening game, when Italy won 3-0 versus Turkey, I told the guys there, I said, Italy would be the dark horses of this tournament. Italy might be the finalists. Italy might win this tournament. And most of them said it's not possible. Most of their unbeaten runs, they met teams that were not as competent as some of the teams in the tournament. But I said, these guys have tenacity. These guys have compatibility. These guys can win this tournament. And I feel the semi-final versus Spain proved that the mentality of this team, it is overwhelming. It is outstanding. So I was not surprised about the result. In fact, I must give it to Spain for playing so well, for showing the world that they are still that Spanish side we knew of the yesteryears. So I always felt it will go this far.
All right, great. Raymond, do you think that due to the absence of like a superstar, so to speak, when you look at Belgium, they have De Bruyne, they have Lukaku. When you look at Croatia, they have Modric. When you look at England, they have Harry Kane. They have, but you can't really say the Italians have a specific, star man to look at. I think it's more about the teamwork per se that has helped them so far in the tournament. So when you're saying, okay, they have the defensive, the Bonucci and the Cellini and all of that, then attacking side you have the Mobile, you have Chiesa, you have Insigne as well. Like, they're not really superstars to really, but they have this teamwork that's really helped them so far. I think that has been an advantage for the Italians. What do you think, Raymond?
Yes, I agree with you completely, because if you look at the Italian side over the years, have been tournament champions, World Cup champions, Euro Cup champions. I don't think they've had this particular point man that people will say, okay, this is the man that carries the Italian team. But 1995, 94 rather, when it was Roberto Baggio that was the center of all eyes, I think the Italians have always had a team. Apart from the Germans, I think they are the second football team that usually come as a team rather than depending on an individual to win the tournament. So it has always been the Italian tradition, coming as a team and not necessarily depending on individual players for brilliance.
All right, thank you. Let me go back to you, Osaze, very quickly. The second semi-final game England, the Three Lions versus Denmark. Now, there's a lot of talk about that match. The penalty, was it worth it?
Yeah, I was brought in positions like this. Yes, okay, I did a little research. I know that in South America, if you learn your football in South America, there's what they call, I'm trying to remember the word now, but it's related to stimulation. You act the role. That's why you see Neymar is an expert in diving. Check South American players. When you foul them, they know how to fall in the way that the referee has to produce a card. And Sterling is from Jamaica by origin, but he found his way to Europe and he's doing really well. So I think those things have transcended to him and he has learned. So I think VAR was brought in for situations like this because do not tell me that's supposed to be a penalty. Because if the person can pick as a positive from this Euros, at first it was the officiating. We saw fantastic refereeing, John Kuiper, VAR room to be able to correct his mistake. That's why they are there actually. I don't know, maybe they took a coffee break or a tea break, but there's no way that should be a penalty. You are playing a semi-final, you're in the second extra time, and you get a really dodgy call. You find yourself in the midst of making a dodgy call. I think he should have gone to a speech side monitor to review it. After Wenger said the same thing. Jose Mourinho said the same. The funny thing is, Gary Neville and even Michael Owen, they are both English. They want the trophy to come home, but they have to say, not in a million years that a penalty. So I don't know if you have to make a decision that has serious impact on a game like that one. I think you have to carefully go about to review it properly, see what it is. Because literally no wisdom, just was talking to his men upstairs and it's a penalty. At the point I was like, there's no way. Even the commentator, I think it was Martin Tyler that was running commentary for the channel I was watching, and Alan was telling him that's not a penalty, that's not a penalty. And one way or the other, we still saw the referee go ahead. And the truth be told is, if I was Harry Kane, I would not argue. We saw Maradona do it in 1986. Everybody wants to win the game. Till tomorrow, Nigerians will tell you if the member celebrated in 2000, if the member celebrated in 2000, they would have won the Nations Cup against Cameroon. But as a player, the referee decision goes in your favor. What do you have to do? Pick up the ball on the back of the net. I think that's what Harry Kane did. So credit to Harry Kane first, but I think it was really bad officiating and that should not have been a penalty.
And Tanko, do you agree with that?
I'm struggling with the volume of I'm struggling with my volume. I don't know why, but if it has to do with the England game, I was gutted by that decision. It was terrible. You know, I am in a football group. I don't know whether that's the same one that Raymond PBR. I don't know if that's the same one that Raymond is in, but like PBR, right? Yeah. So we debated, and I watched some videos. Right, I watched some videos about that officiating. For me, it was a blow on a resolute Denmark side. You know, we all know England they played almost all their game except one they played in Rome at Wembley. So it has been a favorable draw and for England so far. But sometimes a referee can be doing very well, but just one officiating can bring all his efforts into disrepute. That penalty call was a disgrace. To say the least, it was a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace. It was fair enough that the Denmark captain Simon Kjær scored an own goal. It was fair enough on England. But come on, when you are giving a penalty in a crucial game like that, in a crucial moment during the game, you should think twice. The referee did not go to the screen to view that incident. That is why we have a VAR. He just stood where he was, just did a little discussion with his assistants at the VAR room, and he just made a decision. For me, that was very, very unprofessional. It means that you are calling, you keep giving critics of VAR more reason to criticize that technology. So for me, that was absolutely okay. We have Peter Drury. I was watching that game. We have Peter Drury and the other analyst. The other analyst was very clear that there was no contact whatsoever. There was no contact whatsoever. So for me, I just feel that somewhere, anyhow, some people out there at the helm of affairs in UEFA just wanted England to go far in this tournament. I just feel that that match was a compensation, Maestro. That was a pure compensation. Maybe England, they've been hurt in the past. I don't know.
I think the organizers are looking at the financial aspect of it because they know that England in the final will bring more money to them.
I don't know. I don't. For me, that game was a compensation for England. I don't know. It was a compensation. There was absolutely no penalty there. That referee should bow his head in shame.
I think if we're talking about the organizers, I think we should not get it twisted. These Euros was awarded or was planned or scheduled by the previous UEFA administration. That's Michel Platini. But as of yesterday evening, Jeffrey came out to make a statement. He said this format of Euro will never happen again because some teams that have had to travel over 1,000 miles and some have actually traveled under 100. And England, for example, a team has traveled under 100. And teams like Belgium, Portugal, they're going from Budapest to Germany, to Rome, to wherever they are to play. So I think if we were to criticize the organization, I think we should spare this current set of administrators some slack or call them some slack, and maybe we should talk to Platini and his group because I think these heroes was actually set up under Michel Platini and his coach. So I think we should cut Alexander for instance. Like,
all right, great. Raymond, minus the poor officiating, the penalty call, and all of that, I think England had a good game. Harry Kane was fantastic, and Denmark as well. I think all in all, it was a good game till the penalty, whatever. But I think it was a good game. I think the English side really played well. What do you think, Raymond?
Yes, it was a fantastic outing for both sides, and then the English had to step up their game because they knew what was at stake. They knew it definitely has to come home this time out. 55 years, a top country. You know, they had all to play for at home in Wembley. All the fans, they knew they had to give in something. And yes, they were resilient, and that was why that happened. And I think for me, Sterling was the star man for that game, not even Harry. Sterling has been brilliant so far, if you ask me. And then I think I need to point out something my friend here, Tanko, said about the officiating in this tournament, especially VAR. Well, for me, I don't hold VAR in high esteem. I don't hold VAR in high esteem because of what most of the decisions they were taking in the last season's EPL. And I think if VAR was the first technology that was introduced to football, a lot of debates and stuff would have maybe made football officials reconsider and remove VAR. But luckily, there was the goal line technology, and it was successful. And I think that was why most fans and administrators allowed the VAR to continue. But for me, the decision of the penalty, I don't think the referee should hold much of the blame, but the VAR officials. For me, I think there was contact, but then it depends on how much contact should be allowed in the 18-yard box in football. That's the point. I think the philosophy of penalties must be revisited for us to, curb off this debate. It's becoming too much. There was a slight contact and the penalty. Did it warrant penalty? I don't think so.
All right, great. You don't think so? We're going to go on a break. When we come back, we should quickly touch on the match between Argentina and Brazil, the Copa American final. But let's go on a short break. Thank you so much, Tanko. Thank you, Saze, Raymond. We'll talk about that. We're going to go on a break. And yes, don't forget, it's still Seetv on YouTube and on Instagram and on Facebook and finally on Twitter. Twitter and Instagram is a Seetv Live. Facebook and YouTube, which we're live on, is at Seetv Live 1. This program is brought to you courtesy at Damas Foundation. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, and it's still football analysis with yours truly, Wahab Mohammed, aka Maestro. We still have our football pundits, Osaze, Raymond, and Tanko, doing the business of football. We've talked about the semi-final games. Now let's move on to the Copa Americano. Yes, that's a South American tournament. Let's talk about how Brazil got to the final. Brazil beat Peru in the semi-final, and of course Argentina beat Colombia. The third place was played today. Colombia won Peru 3 goals to 2. The final, Argentina versus Brazil. Osaze, what do you think today's game, rather, Argentina versus Brazil?
Well, it's going to be a fierce encounter, first of all, but we know this, the rivalry goes way back. And we have, apart from the rivalry, we also have individual rivalry when we come to player for player. We have a Neymar against Lionel Messi. And I think Brazil wants to prove a point. They want to win the Copa America on home soil. You know, the last one they won in 2019 came with a little controversy. I even saw Lionel Messi again. He started the match Argentina Chile. Lionel Messi got a red card, and there was a fight between him and Gary Medel. And it was like there was this news or talk flying around like Copa America was mapped out for Brazil to win. But now it's looking like it's almost even. There have been little or no complaints. And Argentina looks stronger this time around. Let's go to their goalkeeping area. I think that's one part that we have to credit Lionel Scaloni for. Before Emiliano Martinez or their current couple of goalkeepers, Emiliano Martinez, Juan Musso, and Franco Armani, before bringing, especially Juan Musso and Emiliano Martinez, they had Wilfred Caballero. Caballero is aging, so it's not the man he was when he was in Malaga or when he newly signed for Manchester City. And Franco Armani, we saw, if you remember the game at the World Cup in 2018, the strike from, I think, was Modric from way out, and keeper fumbled the ball, and the ball got into the net. Croatia, Argentina during the group phase. That's how. Let me not call him poor, but that's how unsure if Franco Armani is of himself when he's in goal. But now bringing Emiliano Martinez from Aston Villa, fantastic. We saw the way he commands the goal in the EP of Aston Villa has been something worth commending. And now coming to Copa America, we saw his little spark with even the Colombian players when it was time to take the penalty. When he was telling players like Yerimina and the rest, I'll save your penalty, you're going to miss it, you are scared, and the mind games he was playing. That's to tell you the kind of confidence the players have instilled in them currently. Now, apart from Argentina having good things going for them in terms of their goalkeeping, you check their defense has really improved. Apart from maybe you want to point a finger at Nicolas Otamendi that is not really supposed to start, because they have Lisandro Martinez and a little of other younger and much more competent defender than him. So far overall, I think their defense has been something to commend because they have not really considered goals and they topped their group. And now they have faced Colombia. Colombia was good to give them tests and everything, but they survived. And now they're facing the almighty Brazil, inverted commas now. And now we have a Lionel Messi that is really motivated. Let's not lie to ourselves. Losing 4 finals is not what anybody wants. Nobody wants it. No matter, you don't even show anybody that. He has lost 4 finals now. He has another go at that. He wants to just, this is like a winner, but let's do it or let's just go home finally. That kind of thing, that kind of motivation that it has nice. Something similar to what Denmark had going for them throughout this Euros run. And I think it's like, win or boss. But take Brazil, literally everybody except Vinicius, Neymar, I think a few other forwards were not available in 2019. So those guys may, except they are not complacent, they may come with the idea we won in 2019. 2019 was just 2 years ago, and we can just let this one sleep. But the fact they are playing at home, it's been real. And they are fans. They are going to be 7,800 fans this time around, this night. So Brazilians, we saw what happened to them when they lost to Germany in 2014 World Cup. We saw the emotions. We're not in Brazil, I was in Brazil, but I could read the minds of Brazilians right from here. That's to tell you how much football runs in their blood. So now they're playing their hard rival in Argentina at home this time around. So I think obviously they will want to win something this time around. They will not just want to let it slip just like that. And Neymar has been talking tough. He's really motivated. He wants to do something serious this time. But his only international trophy so far was 2013 Confederations Cup. and their road to winning it. I remember Neymar saying vividly at the beginning of the tournament, said, "This is my Confederations Cup," and he really won the Confederations Cup. The way he bought Spain in the final, uh, till tomorrow, Vicente for the boss could not forget that match because it was Brazil and Brazil and Brazil. He's trying to own this Confederations Cup again, and hopefully, I don't know. Let's say it goes, but it's going to be really interesting. Let's
I
see how
agree.
it goes. I just want to enjoy this football.
I agree. Raymond, what do you think? Do you think Brazil is just going to win this one, or Messi's going to
Yeah.
have a victory finally?
Well, first off, before I give my opinion, let me say I want to disagree with Osaze for saying this Brazilian side are going to show complacency. No, I don't see them doing that because this is a side that didn't have Neymar last year 2 years ago when they won the tournament. They are going to do everything to ensure Neymar wins this one. 2014 in the semi-final versus Germany, Neymar was absent. Perhaps that could have been a different result. 2019, they won the tournament. Neymar to cement his legendary status in the Brazilian national team, he has to win something for Brazil. I'm not talking about winning the Olympics. I'm talking about winning a senior trophy. So I think this
He
this,
won the
this match
Confederations
is going
Cup.
to be a cracker. The Confederation Cup per se is not much of a recognized Cup and the World Cup. So I don't know if you get my point. So I think the Brazilian national team is going to do everything to ensure Neymar wins this. And it's so good. If you ask me, apart from Lionel Messi, the only person that comes close in terms of brilliance and performances has been Neymar. So I think. Hello, are you there?
Yeah, we can hear
Are
you. We
you
can
still
hear you.
there?
Yes.
Okay, I said I don't see Argentina winning this. I'm sorry. I'm a pro Ronaldo. I'm pro Ronaldo. I'm a huge fan of Cristiano Ronaldo. Even though he has come out to say he would want Messi to win something for his national team, there's still there's still the act of banter and all of that, man. I don't think I'm going to survive this if Messi eventually wins. But that aside, if Messi gets to win this tournament with Argentina, he deserves it. I think he has done enough to at least lay his hand on that trophy for the Argentine side. So for me, it's going to be a tough one, but Brazil is going to come out top.
I agree. Brazil's going to come out top from Raymond, and Osaze is saying he wants. I think he wants Argentina to win this one. Yeah.
Let's say I'm hoping to both sides win. I just want to enjoy the
I
football.
agree. We'll go on another break when we come out. We'll talk about the final between Italy and England. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the show. It's still football analysis. Unfortunately, we lost Tanko there. I think he's got a poor connection, but we still have Saze and Raymond. I understand, Saze, you are a Real Madrid fan, and Raymond, you are a Liverpool fan.
Real Madrid.
Of course.
You guys, I think when it comes to Champions League, Real Madrid is still ahead of the game. Liverpool are just closely behind.
Yes, now we are going to
Not closely. Not closely. If you don't,
I agree. I want to tell our listeners out there that please, our listeners out there that we have a show coming up that's football quiz competition where we'll ask you 8 questions in 5 stages. Also, we have Howard Junior Clubs. If you're a Chelsea fan, Liverpool fan, Arsenal fan, Chelsea fan, any football club you're supporting, the show will be about your particular clubs. Answer 8 questions on those clubs that you support. Also, we have our health show as well. Yes, it's good. Health, they say, is wealth. We also have food. Yes, food and hygiene. It's very important. Food and hygiene. For those that know how to cook, that show is for you. Don't forget also to follow us on our social media platform on Twitter and on Instagram at Seetv Live. That is Seetv Live. And our YouTube and Facebook handle is Seetv Live 1, Seetv Live 1. We are live on Facebook and YouTube, so tell a friend to follow us. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm your host of the most, Wahab Mohammed, aka Maestro, and this is Football Analysis. And today, we are looking at the star match, the Euro 2020. It's closing gradually. The final match between Italy and England at Wembley Stadium. Great. Let me start with you, Raymondo. Italy, England. What is your take on that match?
wow, for 55 years.
55 long years, man.
I've waited for this day, and I must confess, I've been a staunch England fan since the days of Michael Owen, Steven Gerrard for up to 20 years. I've been hoping someday the English side would get something for their nation. But then I often see this English side as Nigeria Pro Max in terms of football competitions, because when it matters the most, they always tend to mess it up.
No. Nigeria, we Nigerians, we have more titles. We have more international titles than the English side. So respect us. Respect Nigeria.
But actually, you get my point. When you expect them to do something outstanding, they disappoint. So I feel sentimentally, I want England to win this. But if you look at this, to look at tactical aspect of the game, compatibility, the experience, the level-headedness, the mentality of both sides, I think the Italians have an edge. But trust, we are going to see one hell of a football final. So sentimentally, I want England to get this one.
You know the funny thing about the match is at the start of the tournament, a lot of people were saying nobody gave England a chance. That's the truth. Now, even the English pundits, they were like, "Now, who's going to win the tournament?" They were talking about France, talking about Belgium, talking about Italy. No one gave England a chance. Nobody gave England a chance. And I was talking to a friend the other day, and I said, ideally, we support English clubs. Like, we have more supporters of English because of course that's what we follow. We have Chelsea fans, Liverpool fans, all of them. We have players in the English national team. So we want England to win, but because we just felt these guys are overhyped and all of that, so they can't do nothing. So we're not even supporting them. You get me? But now all of a sudden everybody's like, we want England to win. Let's bring it home. I think I want England to win. You understand me? And that goes there. And so far, I think Gareth Southgate, he's done a really amazing job. You know, a lot of people were saying, his team selection for the tournament really poor. Why did he not take Lingard? He had a fantastic season. Why is he not starting Grealish? Why is he not starting Sancho? Why this? Why that? Why is he not bringing Madison? Why he's not? But so far, I think the selection's paid off. What do you think, Osaze?
Well, I think Southgate has proven he's like a gate, as his name says, because he has been able to resist every pressure coming from every end. Sancho today, Grealish tomorrow, Lingard. Even when he chose for right back, I for one thought this man is confused. But the truth is, in the midst of the confusion and inverted commas, the fans up to the quarter final to start believing England can carry all the way. And now the final, I think as an English fan or any English fan now actually doesn't have any choice than to just support the team because they have never been in the finals of a Euro championship and now they are there for the first time. So why not? Just let's see how it plays out.
And up until that game against Denmark, they've not conceded as well. I mean, that means that the defense must be really tight.
I will not agree the defense is really tight. I will agree because if you go man for man, pound for pound, I'm not sure they have the best in every position they play in. But I think one thing that Southgate was able to find is do is creating quite a balance. Because I was listening to a review by Guillem Balaguer, a Spanish journalist. He said he spoke to about 6 English coaches. How do we break this English side? That was before Denmark game and the talk of they have not considered was on. He said 6 of them, he spoke to them individually, differently. They all came to the conclusion that you need to isolate the fullback. That's put Kyle Walker and Luke Shaw under pressure. Then you see the centre back scattering around trying to salvage situation. Then you need a runner from your midfield to do the dirty job. And with what we saw the Italians do against the Spanish side, they have proven they have that kind of quality. Marco Verratti can run, Mario Pessina can run, that's midfielders that can run, and they have quality wingers that can give the fullbacks of the English problem. We saw Chiesa, the goal Chiesa scored against him came out of nowhere. Just a quick throw from Donnarumma, Verratti with the pass and the ball in the back of the net. Wonderful caller from Chiesa. And when you have a side that can hurt you that quick, with that pace, that tenacity, facing against a defense that has not really faced any test, we should not lie to ourselves. England has not really faced any test, especially they have not faced a team with fantastic attackers. I think we call Croatia. Croatia attackers are not really the best, but they are very good. Let's not doubt that. And Damsgaard, Dolberg, and Martin Braithwaite, no disrespect, but they are not the best of forwards. But the truth is that they have really done well. And I'm not sure the English now, they have not met an attack with the quality of Immile on the right, Insigne on the left and Kies on the right. They are going to face that tomorrow. Will their fullback be able to hold up? I'm not sure. But if things go their way, they will be able to hold on. But we're talking of a situation where things don't go their way now. Will they be able to hold on? Because I think when I actually studied what he said, Guillem Balaguer, I think what those coaches said were actually true. Because the truth is, Calvin Phillips and Declan Rice play quite far from their centre-back pairing. And that was the problem Joachim Low had with his German side in 2018 World Cup, when Kedira and Cruz were very far from Boateng and Hummels in centre-back pairing. If you remember clearly, the goal Avril Lavigne scored, Ozil, the attacking midfielder, was the closest man to Avril Lavigne when he found the back of the net. That will tell you how far the defense of the Germans were the midfield of Germans was far from the defense line. And that's one thing Southgate has done somehow again this competition. If Chiesa goes through the line, he breaks the line again, I think there's going to be trouble looming for England.
Raymond, they're playing the game at Wembley. Of course, you're going to have more English supporters. That's the truth. Do you think that's going to be an advantage, like for the English side? And do you think that would dissuade or in any way affect the Italian mindset?
Yes, definitely. Technically, it's safe to say it's already home because they are playing at Wembley and the cup is already there as we speak. So I think the fact that we have lots of fans in the stadium is going to be a huge advantage for. And we know what they can do in terms of supporting their own side. So I feel they are going to play with a 12th man, and that is their fans. So it's going to be a huge advantage for them.
I must give a big shout out to Bukayo Saka. It was fantastic. His last game, it was really fantastic. I mean, kudos to him. Also, I must say a big shout out to Harry Kane and of course England man of the moment. That's Raheem Sterling. He has been amazing. Do you think the Italian defenders they have enough strength to stop Harry Kane and Sterling? Because oh my word, like
I
Sterling
think
is
what worked
really
for the
fast.
Italians this time around.
Sterling is really fast. And Harry Kane is one of the most technical striker that I know of. He can score. He doesn't need half chance. He doesn't really need the like. He's that good. Harry Kane is that good.
Should I tell you something that's going to be like a bubble buster for the English side? Because apart from me wanting Italians to win, see we have a
Oh, you want the Italians to win.
like,
You want the Italians to
man
win.
for man now. Yes, yeah, I'm for the Azuri there. But I'm trying to analyze. I'm trying to analyze man for man, starting from Emerson Palmieri down to the Lorenzo on the right. Bukayo Saka is supposed to face Emerson Palmieri tomorrow. Emerson Palmieri is not a solo defender. I think we can agree that with that because against Denmark they played a team that was playing three at the back, and Saka was fortunate to face a certain Mikel Vestergaard. And Vestergaard was on the left side of defense. And we saw the first goal. He was able to break through the line because he was faster than Vestergaard. Now you are facing Palmeiras that is as fast as you can, so we can all run the length of the pitch and both of us get exhausted. That's going to be one thing already for Saka to deal with. Then we are facing Chiellini and Bonucci in centre back. Those guys are, like Mourinho says, they deserve MSc or masters in defending. So I'm sure this is not the first time. And if there's anything Machine has gotten really right in this tournament, is the fact that he has known that, or he has learned to understand the fact that Bonucci and Chiellini are not the fastest of defenders, so they don't play very far from their from their goalkeeper. But I'm not sure Lorenzo has the same quality or has enough quality to hold up Ryan Sterling, but he has enough pace. Yes, he has the speed to stall Ryan Sterling. Maybe stall him a bit, and maybe if Locatelli starts, Locatelli comes to cover up for him and something like that. So I think what Lorenzo will do eventually tomorrow may be about containing Ryan Sterling, more like containing Ryan Sterling than outrightly stopping him. So I think if the English will get this one, it will have to be from the Lorenzo and Ryan Sterling part of the defense because I'm not sure the Lorenzo has enough to hold up Ryan Sterling.
All right, great. Let's go on a break. I think we lost Raymond there. When we come back, we should give our predictions and we should round off with the show. It is still football analysis on this live streaming channel, Seetv. Make sure you follow us on our social media platform on Twitter and Instagram is at Seetv Live, and our Facebook and YouTube handle is at Seetv Live 1, SEETV LIVE 1. Don't forget, safety is the paramount thing to do health-wise. It's very important to stay safe and stay healthy as well. Don't forget also that we have subsequent program football quiz competition, and also we have our food and hygiene show, and don't forget as well that the show is sponsored by the United Nations, the UN. Yes, so tell a friend to like, comment, and subscribe. Today we're talking about the Euro 2020 final between Italy and England. And we have our football pundits on the line. We have Osaze and we have Raymond. Raymond, I'm gonna be asking rather your prediction for tomorrow, Italy versus England. What's your scoreline?
England 2, Italy 1.
England 2, Italy 1. So we are indeed bringing it home. You're bringing it home.
Yeah.
So what's your prediction?
Football is going to Rome, so it's
Rome.
Azuri three lines.
Wait, do you not see that game stretching to extra time?
No. I'm not sure it's good to extra time. I think Machine will do a good job this time. Quick Italian.
So, Osaze, you've been predicting wrongly so far. You're predicting so you predicted that the Italians are going to win 3-1. Am I correct?
No, 3-0.
Oh, 3-0. Wow. Oh my. I don't think so. I think England are going to score. I think England are going to score. So I'm saying either 1-0 or 2-1. So either England winning 1-0. That's my prediction. England winning 1-0 or England winning 2-1. I'm giving the game to England.
I'm the only one supporting the Azuris.
Yeah. No, I want them to bring it home.
In as much as I want England,
Rome is the new one.
I want England to win, and it's going to be by a 1-goal margin, maybe 2-1 or 1-0. I don't want Hurricane or Raheem Sterling to score. I want Ronaldo to
Ronaldo fans.
As it stands now, if Hurricane gets a goal tomorrow, Ronaldo will stay stopped because Ronaldo has an assist. Hurricane is yet to make an assist in this tournament.
What if he scores twice?
Yeah, that's true because every penalty will be given to Hurricane.
They don't get a penalty tomorrow. If anything is not conceding, we are going to seal up the defense.
What about Brazil, Argentina? What's your prediction for that one, Osaze?
Let's go 2-1 Brazil.
2-1 Brazil. Raymond.
It's going to be like 2010. It's going to be like 2010 when the Spanish side had one of the best national team I've ever seen in my life, but they were winning by 1-goal margin by the 4-1 win against it was Germany that beat Argentina 4-1. All through the tournament they were just scoring 1 goal. So I think it's going to end 1-0 for Brazil.
So you're giving it to Brazil. I also want Brazil to win because I like Neymar. So yeah, Brazil 1-0. So yes, that's so much we can take on today's program. Thank you so much, Raymond. Thank you, Osaze, as well. But before I let you guys go, Osaze, Madrid, you're not buying anybody. Why? So far, Madrid, you guys are not buying players.
Yeah. I think the issue with Real Madrid is every money is going to the stadium now. The stadium. And first side set on one thing, bringing Kylian Mbappe to Madrid, and it's not going to be an easy deal to pull off. So now we're just trying to do the containing, just try to keep the squad in that. Like as of yesterday evening, it was reported Gary Bale is not going out on loan next season. So Gary Bale is back, and hopefully can bring the usual Gary Bale from at least had something in the attack, and Magic can see how.
Great. Thank you. Raymond, what about Liverpool? Any new signings for Liverpool?
have Ibrahim Konate already, and we are in the market for a replacement for Wanyadom. We are setting our sights on Saul Niguez and Renato Sanchez, and hopefully one of these guys join us. Trust me, Liverpool is going to be fire next season.
All right, great. I'm hoping to have you guys on the show next week. So if England wins, I mean, Raymond, you have the bragging right, and if Italy wins, as I say. All right, guys, that's as much you can take. Don't forget, it's been Football Analysis with yours truly, Wahab Mohammed, aka Maestro, and this program was brought to you courtesy at Master Foundation. Don't forget also that we are concerned about your safety. If you're driving, make sure you use a seatbelt, check your side mirror, check your rev, check your engine level and your water level before stepping out. Also, obey traffic rules and regulations. Subsequently, we're bringing on our football quiz competition, food and hygiene, very important, and also health talk. I want to thank those that made this program a success. I want to thank our engineers and our camera guy as well. Thank you. And our fans at home, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow us on our social media handles on Facebook and on Facebook and YouTube is the Seetv Live One. I almost struck there. And also on Twitter and Instagram is at Seetv Live, SEETV LIVA. Stay blessed. Till I come your way again. Bye bye.